actually says to scientists, go for it, go for it. So there's no opposition at all.
But Paul, is there a feeling among scientists that the miracle, the surprise, the unaccounted for is merely an answer just not yet found?
Absolutely. I think miracles are a horrible concept, both theologically and scientifically. The idea that the universe ticks along just fine, except from time to time there's a hiccup and God sort of zooms in and fixes up the problem, I think is just a ghastly one. So it's the job of the scientists to explain the world without the supernatural, without miracles. Doesn't mean we've already explained everything.
Sean Carroll, there's this ultimate question about how science and religion can coexist. But is there just too much of a conflict for it to move forward?
Well, I think anytime people are asking deep questions about the ultimate nature of reality, I'm in favor of that, whatever perspective they're coming from. But I also believe that it is a mistake to sort of draw these dividing lines and say, well, this is what science talks about, but religion gets to talk about meaning and purpose and things like that. I would like to see us move forward by realizing that the world works in a certain way, that it obeys laws of nature, and that has implications for what we mean by purpose and value, that they are not given to us from outside, that they have to come from within ourselves.
As a theologian, I'm fully open to scientific discovery, and I don't see it as in any way a threat to my theological vision. In fact, I have found that the new cosmology, the new science, so expands my understanding of creation that in the process it expands my understanding of God as well.
We're part of the universe, and for me the most uplifting thing about these discussions is not just that the universe is ordered, that there is a rational scheme of things, but that human beings have come to uncover that order through science and mathematics. And I think that that points to some deep link between the existence of rational, comprehending beings like us and the rational order of the universe. And I think that's the great uplifting message we should carry forward.
God and science may be able to coexist in the minds of many, but as science continues to reveal the mysteries of our universe, will we still feel a need for a creator? Next, what happens to faith and belief in a fully explained world? We've come a long way from invoking God's name to explain why it reigns, to today understanding what occurred the moment our universe was created. As scientific inquiry continues, what does the future hold in store?
I think 1,000 years from now, we'll still be debating the question, is there a God? Because it's not decidable. It's outside the boundaries of science. But what I find utterly incredible is the fact that the human mind, sitting on a minor planet going around a minor star in the backwash of the universe, can contemplate such a cosmic question. This is magnificent. It means that the human mind, the consciousness of our being, can contemplate some of the deepest mysteries in all of creation. I find that utterly fantastic.
Paul Davies, what about this? If we accept the idea that there's no one scientific explanation for creation, then why can't we understand science at the end of the day as simply a majestic part of our understanding of God?
Well, you can take that point of view. The problem comes down to whether the type of God you're talking about intervenes or interferes in the affairs of the world. But if we're just talking about this abstract notion, that's fine. Religion serves many purposes other than providing theology and explanation. It leads people to lead better lives, perhaps, and that's what really is important for them 1,000 years in the future.
And Sean Carroll, you can do that. In other words, your message to believers is, look, you can lead a better life. You can find inspiration from the Bible, from these master narratives of our major faiths. But you can't say that God is the ultimate creator unless you're going to deny scientific fact that at this stage of our world we understand.
I think that's right. I think that if we approach the world with an open mind and an open heart, rather than imposing on it a view of what we think the world should be, we can do a lot. We can make a lot of progress because we're basing our values, our ideas of meaning and purpose on reality.
You don't accept that as you sit here, though, do you?
I think as a method, science brackets out, leaves out questions about ultimate reality, meaning, and so forth, and rightly so, and it accomplishes a lot that way. But as a body of discoveries, science has given us something to reflect on and to enhance the sense of the world's mystery, and has given us material for exchanges between theology and science.
But you're not saying that that science has settled the question, has settled the debate.
Science as a method simply is incapable of settling the question of God.
But why? I mean, this entire conversation has been built around the idea that no, in fact, the answers are there.
I'm trying to save science here, because if physics starts dealing with questions of human suffering, your relationship to your mother-in-law, and things like that, it's not going to work. Physics has succeeded because it's a series of clever decisions about what to leave out.
Does the debate continue after this conclusion by Dr. Hawking?
I think that the debate can make progress. I actually believe that as we learn more, even about grand questions about the creation of the universe and the existence of God, we can draw more and more robust conclusions.
Final word here, Paul Davies. Does science need to be saved for taking this big step that Stephen Hawking has taken?
I think science can get a bad press by scientists appearing to be too arrogant and taking on more than perhaps they should. So it's as well to lace definitive statements with a certain amount of humility, I think.
Thank you all very much. And thank you for joining us for The Creation Question, a curiosity conversation on Discovery.